Welcome, brothers and sisters, bros, sisters, allies, supporters, armies. Your brother, your sister, Adrian H. Dragan. H rebirthing is Hana, H-A-N-N-A-H, A-D-R-I-A-N, H-A-N-N-A-H, D-R-A-G-A-N. Founders of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, of Phoenix People's Party. First and foremost, loves you. Allies, supporters, and armies of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, that is. One and the same empire by the Phoenix People's Party, the anti war, anti poverty, anti racism, pro love party. Welcome to this 40-day revolution. Today at noon, I've declared the Dancing Goddess and Dragon Empire Revolution. 40 days, local, national, international evolution, which I've started. This is the second video today with the first video. I first let the light in because woke up late, went to bed late, worried, financially living the worst financial crises of my adult life. No commissions, no financial support from individuals, from public or private or corporations, from nobody. I'm in the minus of the bank. In the minus. Struggling. I've applied since the beginning of since about December 24th. I think I've applied to about 37 jobs. Only got a few calls back, but since don't have a car, don't have public transport, couldn't move. Said it was out of the island, out of Hawk Island, Montreal. And of course, financially struggling. Paradoxically, getting in the best physical, athletic condition of my adult life. Right here in this room off St. Temple, on the ground, below ground, that is, in Hawk Island, also known as Montreal. I've lost more than 72 pounds, 5 more to go to make it 77 goddess blessed number. Excuse me, I'm gonna need a little bit of coffee. I'm wearing the mask to be in solidarity with my brothers and sisters on the front lines. Besides, I think I'm gonna keep on wearing a mask even after COVID because I'm not that pretty. Pretty or not, fighting superficiality has been a long time life journey. Yeah, I admit it, I got tiny hands and a tiny, little hiney C-O-C-K, but God has blessed us a trillion times, trillion kisses, that's a clitoris. Adrian H. Dragan birthing Asana is the Androgynous. Rainbow LGBTQ took me 13 years to come out of the closet as bisexual, repressing the homoerotic bisexual desires, especially interracial ones. And this COVID, I'm gonna wake up call. And if somebody asks me to check my privilege, I'm gonna ask them to check also theirs, because we got privileges, my brothers and sisters, in Canada, US of A, and the Western world, we've fought, my brothers and sisters, our Western world with our natures and all that, and the fears and the hatreds and the hidden lusts which have driven us into homicidal and suicidal tendencies must be channeled, must be not repressed, but to channel and sublimate it into constructive projects and actions, and love is actions. of doing as is our nature, have done and built this civilization and satellites and ICBMs, and we got nuclear weapons. So for those of you with the race war, fuck all that bullshit. Keep your mouth shut. We got them nukes. Nuke, 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 nuke. So best we make love, keep hygienic, work out, help each other, meet us in the center, not communism, not fascism, not far left, not far right, not extreme right, not extreme left. My ignorance is known. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Miss Sheryl Sandberg, please teach me some technology for us. A kid was dreaming how technology works. Was dreaming that by this time we would have world peace, food security, housing and transport. And sure, my own background comes from a hard, tough, multi-ethnic, single-parent, family immigrant background to North America, but in past lives was an American. 1863, I chased by my superiors because I admitted that I can be on this battlefield. For I lust, I wanna kiss my black brothers and sisters down in Georgia in the deep south back then in that life. And admitting that got me into big trouble. And those Christians, they try to crucify me as they, in a past life, they burned me as a woman at the stake. Let me tell you that I know one thing, although I don't know a lot. There's no God without a goddess. Say it loud, my sister, say with the blessings, kisses, 1,000 billion kisses from the goddess that dances with a brother the sun, as create, make, and produce all fruits, all legumes, all vegetables, as is the motto of the dancing goddess empire. That's her motto. The goddess dances with a brother the sun to make, create, and produce all fruits, all legumes, all vegetables, as is this black coffee bean, which was transmuted, and hopefully the workers were compensated fairly in equilibrium and commensurately for their work. This cup of coffee and not too much exploitation. I'm calling all rich and poor peoples, all locally, national, international, to support the mission, vision, and philosophy of the dancing goddess and dragon empire, who are both one empire. The motto of the dragon is, of course, nobody is born a dragon. Even though yours truly, Adrian H. Dragan, born paradoxically, providentially, in a parallel well when Reagan was elected in 1984 on that same date. I gotta double check facts, but if it's November 6th, it is so. 84, Transylvania, Romania, believe it or not, incarnated many past lives, many empires, many nations from ancient Egypt, Rome, Babylon. Was a few times a rabbi myself. Whether you believe in reincarnation or not, today, January 20th, 2021, this is what we gotta do. So we have the Dragon Empire, mission, vision, and philosophy to secure food, housing, and transport for all by the creation of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, aka the Dragon Army. Calling on all willingly loving citizens locally, nationally, and internationally to establish this international salvation front in order to fight this COVID. And of course, to secure food, housing, and transport for all, calling on all public and private security forces, armies, police forces of Montreal, of Canada, of USA, RCMP, FBI, CIA, Mexican police forces, all security forces, and all armies, our allies. We got one continent, two oceans, the Americas, one world, one sun. Don't argue with that. Sure, we have irrational subconscious forces and resentments, and I have a lot, but thank God for the one I call sister and I love, was oftentimes a friend and a teacher. If it wouldn't have been for her with my suicidal ass this past year, sometimes lazy ass this past year's putting up with my foul mouth, maybe I would have been in jail, an underworld, figure world, underworld, menace to society if it wasn't for her and that goddess. is no God without the goddess. So I'm standing for the equality feminist as I am LGBTQ androgynous proud. But back to the Dragon Empire, of course, the mission vision is to secure food, housing, and transport for all by the establishment of the Dragon Army, aka International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force. The motto of the Dragon Empire is, of course, nobody is born a dragon, even if my father, who the only thing he gave me was a surname, but I'm not a dragon because of heredity, because I was born Dragan, Dragon pronounces Reagan, and was born in the same year as Reagan was first elected. Mistake was the war on drugs. We need to legalize weed, marijuana, cocaine. We need to legalize all drugs. Not all, but the dangerous ones. But I'm talking about cocaine, ecstasy pills for recreation purposes and uses. And we use that energy and we channel and sublimate the aggression in a hygienic, medical, scientific way, and of course, for a psychological, emotional way, channeling it by doing workout, push-ups, dancing, offering it. Right here in this room, I have some temple, my workouts, couldn't afford a gym membership. I've done it with blood, sweat, and tears. The motto of the dragon is nobody is born a dragon. You become one, even I. Not because I got a surname dragon. I'm becoming to change the A into an O dragon right now with this following workout. Paradoxically, providentially, my workout in October 2019 began as was alarmed with what was going on in the world, namely the implementation of the trade war, which was a big mistake by Trump and a civilization. Trump probably thought that China was his vision. It could be my daddy. It's 40 years different, so it could be literally my grandfather, literally grandfather, literally. It could be had that idea about China, this 1970s, 1960s, 1980s China, which has risen since 1984 and 89 to become the world's biggest producer and exporter of goods. That being stated, we'll eat 3 sardine cans from China, and if I die, I'm sure if I survive, that means we gotta make world peace and then the hand of peace with China, with our Chinese brothers, civilization that is 3,000 years old and that we don't fully understand. And for that, I'm declaring I'm gonna learn Chinese while I do this workout. And I'm inviting Trump to cross the border to fight me in a boxing match for world peace, and of course to learn Chinese for world peace. We do need reform, we do need balance, but food, housing, and transport secured for all, that's justice. That's racial justice, that's gender justice. If we have food, housing, and transport secured for all, that is justice for all, because people will be encouraged to love who they will, to dance how they will, to love who they will, where they will in public, will encourage to work out, train, exercise, and keep hygienic. That being stated, instead, I love you, I salute you. Now gonna change in some clothes. Dragon loves you enough, blah blah blah. Time to start work. I'm gonna be changing. The General War Integrated Total Body Training System began, paradoxically, yours truly, in October 2019, as was alarmed by what was going on in the world, namely the initiation, beginning, commencement of the trade war with China. The trade war initiated, started by Donald Trump, by the imposition of tariffs on more than $665 billion of goods, 10%, 15%, 20%, 25%. Dragon Empire and the Goddess Empire is not communism, not fascism, but universal revolutionary centrism that is universal, that is global, international, but that is not right, it's not left. What we got from the best, the meeting and a compromise to secure food, securing the 3 elements of civilization: food, housing, and transport for all. Once we have that secured, people will be encouraged to volunteer, to do community service, to work, to exercise, to love, interracial love. I love interracial love. But nobody, of course, is going to force nobody to love somebody they don't will to love and how they love. And in public, to keep hygiene, to clean, educate our youth, not to be ashamed of their bodies, educate our youth to keep loving their brothers and sisters, whether black, white, or brown, keep hygiening, to work out with their clean, but with body acceptance, of course, not to name call ageism or what have you. Of course, the dancing goddess calls for the establishment of the International Integrated Dance League, integrated that it will be in all genders and non-gender identification, and androgynous like me, and gender fluid, and trans, and all ages inclusive and worldwide, to dance and to balance the patriarchal sports league that exists, that there's no all gender inclusive, all women sports league that even matches financially the NFL National Football League, the NFL, NHL National Hockey League, MLB Major League Baseball, NBA National Basketball Association, or the European soccer for that matter. Or European soccer for that matter. So I'm calling on all these aforementioned NBA, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, MLB, European soccer to donate not one penny less by the ones who own it, the owners, and the players who make millions, hundreds of thousands a year just to throw a ball, run, catch it. Sure, they're great athletes. Or the soccer who throw a little bit of ball and score. It's great athlete, great entertainment, but doesn't produce no food. So that when checking my food privileges, I'm offering a lifetime on Mount Royal, the headquarters of the Phoenix People's Party, right here in Hawk Island, Montreal, the Mount Royal headquarters of the Phoenix People's Party. Dancing Goddess Empire and the Dragan Empire were one empires. On Royal People's Mount, every Sunday, hand washing and feet washing and hugging and massages to all local farmers of Quebec, Montreal, and the areas, and Canadian farmers, and farmers of North America and the Americas and beyond, who will provide transportation for me to give them the aforementioned hugs, massages, washing of the feet and hands. I've been checking my privileges. If you ask me to check XYZ privileges, I'm gonna ask you how many potatoes, how much food have you harvested? We'd starve without our farmers. Love them. So we gotta check each other's privileges for sure. But love is action. I've got a minimum center. Public-private partnership, food, housing, and transport for all. Dancing, more loving, more hugging, because my brothers and sisters, 10,000 pages of blah 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 and theory, as the goddess now dances with her brother the sun to produce, make, and create all fruits, all vegetables that are growing right now, as some brothers throwing filth in my eye. Feel filthy yourself, brother. Go to the desert, will ya? Keep thundering in the desert. Not infertiles. So my sisters nushing massages like the water of the Niles. And so, 40-day revolution beginning today. This revolution will begin by my blah 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 bit. Some push-ups, cleaning my room, More dancing, more push-ups, more working out, more stretching, some coffee drinking. Wearing the color, official color of the Dragon Empire is red. The official color of the Dancing Goddess is green. And one and the same empire. Goddess dances with a bird of the sun, and I, Adrian H. Dragan, rebirthing this Hanak, and then only channel a little bit. So I got these green socks with some black, like the black fertile earth. Now taking all that light in. Of course, as it is in Hawk Island, Montreal, Canada, it's cold, but just a little bit further down south, up in Georgia, that way a few thousand miles, Louisiana, Florida, Texas, Mexico, Cuba, Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia, Guatemala, Honduras. Speaking Spanish, mi hermanos de Honduras, de como de esta de México, de mucho amor, mucho calor, bailamos por la justicia juntos. No necesitamos la guerra en las drogas, necesitamos realizar eso todo. ¿Me entiendes? Los Spanish, mi hermanos, muchos besos, mucho calor, bailamos juntos por la luz y la paz, paz mundial, por la seguridad de la habitación, alimentación y transporte público, ¿me entiendes? Somos un sol, un continente americano del norte, del centro, del sur, y tenemos un sol, una luna, una tierra, con todos los hermanos quinos, africanos, europeos, judíos. Now, for world peace, begin the video to learn some Chinese. I'm gonna be wearing a mask. I know I'm not that pretty, so we get to working. So again, 10,000 blah blah theories. Sometimes action is required. That's why Phoenix People's Party, Dancing Goddess Empire, is one and the same with the Dragon Empires. Yes theory, yes philosophy, but not only. Trillion kisses from the goddess. Bless my allies and armies and supporters from the dragon, whose eye is the sun. Trillions of push-ups, trillions of squats, trillions of hawks, trillions of boxing, touches of which I'm calling, of course, Donald Trump to cross the border, fight me in a boxing match on the Canadian-US border for North American Union because of those tariffs. And of course, come learn Chinese with me here. It's from this room office and temple, where in October 2019, paradoxically, providentially, in a parallel way, as the General War Integrated Total Body Training System began by the short name the 300 Workout. General War Integrated Total Body Training System, 7 wars, or aka the 300 Workout began. Paradoxically, I've declared, and you can fact check all the workouts that have been in the past, live stream, they were declared for world peace, for cordial Sino-North American, Sino-American, Sino-Western relations, Sino-China, but China is a civilization, of course, which did a lot of reforms. Of course, their own version of civilization, socialism with Chinese characteristics, which has allowed paradoxically a lot of freedom, still much freedom to be done. Freedom got it tattooed here, but without the one I love and call sister, who's often a friend and teacher. How my freedom ass would have been in jail on an menace to society, underworld figure, or dead, or so everybody deserves second chances or third chances, the benefit of the doubt, and redemption. Channels sublimate the forces. Of course, again, back to the birth of the General War Integrated Total Body System. General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the 300 right here in this room office and temple, was an imposition of the trade war, the beginning of the trade war with China. I said, well, if I would have been Xi Jinping, I would have taken that as an act of commercial, trade, and financial war, which he did, because we attributed it was retribution. So, that stated, my brothers, redemption we needed. Again, the sword of freedom I cannot lift alone, because we gotta admit the fear, the hidden lust, the unadmitted. Science must go hand in hand with the irrational, as the dancing goddess goes hand in hand with the dragon. Priestess with a priest. No god without the goddess. Better believe that. There is no god without the goddess. I can't stress that enough. So because there is no god without the goddess, there's no sun without the earth creating now, making, producing fruits, vegetables, bananas, coffee beans. And the dragon, of course. Empire born, the General War Integrated Total Body Training System. Of course, was born October 2019. October 2019. Yep. First General War Integrated Total Body Training System. You can check it YouTube. aka the 300 workout. In October, alarmed by what was going on, about 93 days prior to COVID. Alarmed with everything that had transpired at a trade war. Initiation of the trade war. This is going wrong. So I've envisioned the scenario as an independent security analyst. And that scenario was called World War III, and it's ongoing because we need to channel for world peace. But nonetheless, it was called World War III. As it was called World War III, fictitious scenario, I've said, well, listen, I create a workout to go specifically with it. Principles to be able to be performed anywhere, anytime, any place. Without gym membership, gonna get some coffee, without financial considerations, and without needing much of one's own body and whatever weights one you can gather. But of course, the official General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the 300, requires no weights, nothing at all but your willingly love and for your body. 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hawks. This is a hawk. I'll give you a demonstration. A hawk is this. On your toes, you fly high, spread your wings. So 100 of these hawks. But to be eligible to be a soldier, peacekeeper, warrior of the Dragon Empire, you must be able to do the sets and not stop while doing them. And then you do squats. You must be able to march at least 3 steps back, 2 steps forward, 3 steps to the right, 3 steps to the left, in a circle, in a square roundabout. And then do some squats. Doesn't matter the amount that you do per set. You can do 5 repetitions per set, 7 repetitions per set, 7 reps per set, 10. 10 is the number I've been doing lately in the past. See? And then you stop and you march. Because a dragon soldier, dragon peacekeeper, dragon warrior of the International Citizen Integrated Total Security Force, the official name of the Dragon Army,
He's meant to be able to go and perform the duties, tasks, and obligation to make sure that all citizens of the dragon, the goddess empire, have the three elements secured: food, housing, and transport. As the soldiers, peacekeeping warriors need to do and administer the justice, that if those people have that secured, so when everybody has that secured, they can love all day, do whatever they want, will be encouraged to do community work, and to of course participate, to go farming, to go help the farmers, whatever they need a hug, need a massage, need a lotion. The Dragon Army. Keep hygienic, clean, encourage to work out and socially reward people to work out, exercise, and train. Calling on all Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, all willingly love. And then you do push-ups. Push-ups like this. There you go, that's the 13 belief. So then you must do it wherever you do repetition sets. Do it and then you march. March. So you must be able to march or walk. Because as a member of the Dragon Army, I'm a one-man army right now. Pockets empty, but may the God child who blessed me with a great curse, may he give all my allies, supporters, trillions of push-ups, trillions of hawks, trillions of squats, and trillions of marching steps. And the goddess that has kissed me with a great curse, may she bless my allies and armies with trillions of kisses, trillions of hugs, trillions of joys, trillions of loves. My name, Adrian H. Dragan, H. rebirthing as Hana, H-A-N-N-A-H. May you be able to get all that blessing, and in my name, may you be blessed with healing, health. If you do join, be an ally, supporter of the dragon and the dancing goddess army. Not our allies and supporters of the dragon and the dancing goddess empire. They can also have citizen, ally, and supporter, food, housing, and transport secured, and they can do what they will inside their private quarters, private homes, in public. Mask, social distance, and keep the hygienic protocols. Wash your hands. So the birth of the dragon empire with the workout, like I said, you need to be able to not stop while you do the sets. So just do maybe a little bit less than 10. So you're able to march. You gotta march at least 31 seconds before you do the other set. You can do 3 squats, 3 push-ups, 3 hawks, or 6 squats, 6 push-ups, 6 squats, or 10, 7, or 13, or 15. The criteria is got to be done under 93 minutes, 1 second, and 1/3 of a second to be eligible to be a dragon warrior, soldier, peacekeeper of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force. So marching is because you gotta secure food. So make sure apartment buildings, blocks such as this metropolis, Hawk Island, Dragan soldiers. For this island, probably only 300 dragons need to be secure all. Just myself can secure pretty much a good perimeter on a daily. Public-private partnership, securing food, housing, and transport. And balanced by the creation of the International Integrated Dance League. Dancing is a sport. Now we'll proceed to do a count of my, let's do some more squats. Count of my food supply. And I'm giving, of course, a lot of things away to a place where has been helped in the past years called Renaissance, paradoxically, providentially, Rebirth, where second-hand clothing such as this, all these, this is second-hand, and this is second-hand, but about 18 months ago or so. Favorite color red. See in the new March. So you must be able to perform the 300 workout, 100 squats, 100 push-ups, 100 hawks under 93 minutes, 1 second, and the third of a second. Marching is the Dragan marching army. Administer justice to make sure people have food, housing, and transport. And if a citizen claims he doesn't, I'm envisioning the food to be secured a minimum for a week, preferably a month, and as I began this 40-day revolution, should be for 40 days. Food secure. So any citizen of the citizen ally and supporter of the Dragan Empire who claims that the International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, the Dragan Army, must go where the quarter is left, we'll make sure he does have, for that amount of time, food, housing, and transport secured. So stating that, I'm going to move these, which are rocks, which have served as my, so I'm going to take them out as my training in the past. I survived a mortal, near-fatal hit wound by a big black sword a few years ago, but oh well. Jacob fought all night. One of my favorite biblical stories, and the great mysteries, of course, of those stories. And unfortunately, I've said it again that we chased the priestess out of the temple, and I'm gonna give you this holy revelation that somebody was reincarnated from ancient Egypt to Babylon to ancient Judea, a Jew in many a past life, fool. And the Temple of Solomon. They were not wives or concubines. That was mistranslated and changed because of bearded patriarchs who chased our sisters and mothers and holy whores from the temple, right? Because our own insecurities and fears. Put a male, only God. There's no God without the goddess. Fools, stars. Look at the green earth, man.
It's not a goddess dancing with the sun. What is? Fools. A serious matter. They chased the priestess out of the temple. In the temple of Solomon, they were not priestesses. They were priestesses. They were not concubines and wives. They were priestesses, holy priestesses. Afterward, the patriarchal beards, witches, and persecuted me. I was one in the past life. So don't you come with that in Jesus' name. Yeah, the rabbi had some good things to say. One thing I would call Jesus, do this, turn water into wine so I can get men and women worldwide drunk. Just make love and dance. Mary Magdalene was equal to Jesus. My sister's brother said Mary Magdalene was equal to Jesus. The one I love and call sister was a friend and oftentimes teacher. Shit. To be honest with you, she would be, if she willingly love so, she would be really my top prime first choice for general of the dancing goddess, the Dragon Empire, and the Phoenix People's Party. First choice, general, man. She. Anyways, what can we do? Keep on rolling. So I'm gonna live every day like I would die tomorrow, today with COVID. If love, offer whatever can offer love, massages, dance, the what. Started this 40-day revolution. But if I die tomorrow, COVID, and by the way, I almost died in February 2010 by a black sword hitting my head. Remembering many of past lives. I'm gonna say that continue to dancing goddess, dancing and loving. This Adrian Hana Dragon Diaries. Just love and dance. Remember me with love and dance and laugh. Remember this. And that I blessed you in my name, and my name, Goddess, bless you with trillions of kisses, trillions of hugs, trillions of laughs, trillions of hugs, as she dances with the sun to make and produce more fruits and more legumes and more vegetables. My death wish is that my body be taken unto my people. I'll live in there, or the city of the pyramids next to Cairo. When one of my first lives began, more than 5,000 years ago. So, I'm gonna do a food count. Let's do some more squats. I'm drinking some coffee. Take a piece of paper. I'm doing accounting. Will I be able to survive 40 days with the food I got? The counting will begin in the third and final video of this video series. Oh yeah, this I think I
sent it, but didn't get a response or gave me a vague response. I'm going to read you this letter I sent a few years back to Mr. First Banker of the European Union, Mario Draghi. So I'm going to, because finance in itself is not bad. Finance in itself is not evil. It's what we do with the finance, with the money, how we use it. That's why the dancing goddess and the dragon, we use that finance, all pennies all, to make sure my brothers and sisters, allies, citizens, friends have food, housing, and transport secured. Because we have that private-public partnership, the creation of the global central bank by hand, which is unique to each and every individual. Biometrics, I mean, and the eye, scan, retina, and of course the voice. Three unique biometrics. I'm calling on all biometrics, corporations, public and private institutions, corporations, high tech, to work together to secure food, housing, and transport for all. Which is the mission, vision, and philosophy of the Dragon Empire, the Dancing Goddess Empire. Once we have that secured, we encourage it, people to volunteer. We reward people to work out, train, exercise, and encourage and dance, keep hygienic, and to love. Teach our youth in love and no shame for their sexuality. I've repressed my sexuality, homoerotic, bisexual, especially interracial desires and lusts for more than 13 years until only a few years ago, in my 30s, early 30s, 31, I think 30, came out officially. Right? Came out officially. And a poem I wrote in my first booklet published. Came out, came out, came out. Publicly many with me. Queer dancing in front of that Mary. Hey Justin, hey, hey, it was too far to see. So I'm going to be doing the accounting on this copy of the letter I sent. More than 18 months ago. Ready? First Banker of the European Union, Mario Draghi. First and foremost, will to state that I'm a great admirer of yours and the institutions that you serve. As finance banking can be used. And now all public-private institutions to create a global central bank, secure the mission, vision, and philosophy of the Dragon Empire, securing food, housing, and transport for all, and by securing those to have world peace, and encourage arts, encourage dancing, encourage loving, taking care of the bodies, hygiene, XYZ activities, publicly and privately. Private life, pray to whoever you want. You don't have to accept my spiritual, universal spiritual teaching that the goddess dances with the brother of the sun to make and produce all fruits, all vegetables. And then we have one sun, one planet, one earth. And yes, we have a selfish side, a resentful side. I had it. I dealt with that. I fought on racist things in my heart. And the God was not the answer just for me, but the goddess with a God. When I have a tiny lining, God has said that's a beautiful clitoris. It's a little bit bigger. That's okay, 1,000 kisses. So now that we got out of the way, that I got tiny hands and a small baby COCK, we can move forward. And that my beautiful black brothers and sisters, that I'm happy. I want you around. I want you to be part of the Dragon Empire, baby. And the dancing goddess, because this multi-ethnic half Jew kind of looking too pasty, need to give myself a little bit of sunshine on that gold, some tan, right? But this multi-ethnic becoming dragon, not because daddy gave me nothing, he only gave me a surname. This pasty multi-ethnic half Jew, white boy, many incarnated in many lifetimes. It's around once you in the Dragon Empire loves you, and I'm gonna admit it out love, because it's the kiss. I got a beautiful chocolate skin, man. Let's kiss and hug. Get lick, right? Because hey, good part about having my beautiful black people inside in the Dragon Empire is that, man, all you can eat chocolate and not get fat. Not get fat, man. All right. Now that they got that out of the way, and of course this out of the way, there we go. We can get the more serious matters. First banker of the European Union, Mario Draghi. First and foremost, will to state that I'm a great admirer of yours and the institution that you serve, the European Central Bank. And it can be used for good. Securing food, housing, and transport, public-private partnership, global central bank to finance the Dragon army. Second, do want to declare that I'm writing this letter as a self-taught, still learning adept of the universe of finance. I know nothing. What I know, what I do know, a little bit. Thirdly, the will to go straight to business and ask for the moral, ethical, and possibly financial support with a finance-related initiative that have started as a non-for-profit endeavor. I've commenced a social media group on Facebook consecrated to the study, learning, and discussion of everything related to the universe of finance. At the moment, July 24th, it's a special date for me because I saw a child, 2007, from an eye of fire, and the goddess who dances over the sun come out. It's a beautiful child. It was terrible. Crouched myself 7 times. This child is something else. I'm awaiting response for permission to record readings from a book entitled Money Changes Everything. I haven't gotten from them either. How Finance Made Civilization Possible by William Goldsmith. I plan to begin by exploring the book via directly recording videos of my readings and commentary, albeit have not received any response yet. Will contact again for permission, albeit if negative, shall begin making recordings of non-copyrighted related financial materials such as general knowledge, online finance, news, and other financially relevant content. Albeit there are multi-dimensional purposes to my initiative. Citizen financial education is one of the primary motivations within a global financial context. An equally important element is my advocacy of cooperation between the public and private spheres of the universe of finance, with me embodying the public as a citizen and other world citizens, and you the private amidst other global financial institutions. That being stated, I'm also willing to explore the possibility of mentoring initiative that could be established between myself, you, and other members of the European Central Bank. I'm hereby inviting you to contact me at will via email at h.a.dragan@hotmail.com or by phone at 514-701-6667 in order to further discuss my collaborative proposal. Facebook groups.com slash groups slash facebook.com groups slash world citizen finance WRLDCITIZENFINANCE. Again, facebook.com slash groups slash world citizen finance. Cordially, Adrian H. Dragan. Adrian H. Dragan. You write that. H. Rebirthing. That's Hana. H-A-N-H. So, there you have it.
This is the letter. And we'll, of course, use this letter to,
On the back, I'm going to be writing if I have food security. We'll see if all the food I have, how many days we'll be able to survive, and how much money I have, let's say, for 40 days. Although I'm expecting, thank goodness, 718, I believe, or $740. I gotta pay rent for February with that. 300 and thank goodness from the one I love and call sister. Oftentimes a friend and a teacher who pretty reasonable, 360 rent, like a good circle. Pay hydro, pay electricity, but get a good deal, don't pay for the Wi-Fi. So I'm appreciating it. Gesture, Wi-Fi, I can download, upload my workout, dance, and rants on YouTube that I've been in the past. Already in the minus, so 499 in the minus. Have a protection 500, so there we go again. February, if the rent's paid, we'll not have lots. Threatening me to cut off my phone. Need to pay about $93 by January 28th. I'm gonna have to call them, make a deal to extend it until February. Can't pay nothing. I can withdraw only $10 from my maxed out credit line, which is $10,000. Got 9,991. So not even that. Can withdraw about $7, $8 for full. I got this holy book. This holy book. I got. See if I got. I'm good. I think I'm good. I got $10. This holy book of the law. I don't fear money. Few my enemies, may pestilence strike you. Keep my holy name out of your mouth, Adrian H. Dragan, Adrian HANNAHDRAGN. Keep my holy, sacred, divine name out of your mouth, if it's not to bless it. Hope you have an understanding. Maybe got a lot of tickets. You got a lot of tickets. So you got a $2 lotto ticket. Maybe get some food from that if I win a few dollars. So got $10. So that can give me some food security. But the most important thing, after all I say, founder of the Dragon Empire, dancing goddess, Empire Phoenix People's Body, I love my allies, give you trillion kisses, loves, hugs, so that practical, not just blah 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 blah. Whoop, got another ticket. 2 tickets, $2 tickets each, $2 tickets each. So that might win me some to get some. I got this book. Oh, got an invitation too. Dragon versus Trump. Maybe I give it to a rich folk and he financed me to box Trump. Dragon versus Trump. So there we go. Oh, another boxing invitation. Boxing versus Dragon versus Trump. Border. Okay. So I book it along. Put it back. And ready for the third video.